You are now tuned in to Hot Topics with Donna. And on this show, we do one thing: keep it real hot. That's honest, open, and transparent. If you didn't know, now you know. So sit back and unwind as we bring the vibe and a little bit of glorious sunshine to your heart, soul, and mind. Your lovely host, Hot Donna, will be with you in just a few moments. But while you wait, go ahead and set an atmosphere of peace in your space. If you can, cut the lights down low, get your hydration on, vibration zone. Cause tonight, you're about to receive some delicious food for your soul. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's about to get hot. You are indeed in the one and only place to be this evening. We appreciate you for joining us, and in just a few moments, we about to turn the heat all the way up. That's right. It's about to go down right now on Hot Topics with Donna. Show your virtual love by smashing that thumbs up and heart icon as many times as you can. And without further ado, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing your host, the one and only Hot
Hello. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Hot Topics with Donna. I am your host, Donna Taylor, here live from D Taylor Network. Welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time, HOT stands for honest, open, and transparent. That's what we do here on Hot Topics with Donna. We interview ordinary people doing extraordinary things in their lives and in their community. And so let me go ahead and give you some updates on some great events that's going on in our local area here in North Carolina. But first, here's my book, An Imperfect Marriage Saved by Grace. And I might give one away today. I don't know. I might see if my guests want to give one away today. So this is a story. This is my life. So if you want to read about me or learn more about me, this is your way to do it. Not only that, but you still get to know me up close and personal every time I come on Hot Topics with Donna. Truly, I'm thankful for this book. The second one is coming. I already have the title. I already start working on it. So with that being said, I am so grateful for that. So on April 23rd, Strut Outside the Box Autism Awareness is going on in Raleigh. And that's going to be Sunday, April the 23rd. And that is at the Wake County Shriners Club. I will put this on my, hey Marcus, thank you for joining. I will put this on my page so you guys can see it. And then October 7th, my friend Jonice is doing her 4th annual No Heels to Heels. This is a truly powerful fashion show. It's talking about no heels to heels, what God has healed you from. And it's powerful to see the posters that the models and stuff created, that things that they've been healed from, like depression, rejection, all sorts of things. So if you cannot come out, hey, just inbox them and say, what can I do to support you? These are some great events going on right here in North Carolina. So I'm going to go ahead and get started so I can bring my guest on. And so the word that I chose for my guest tonight is faith. And what I do is whatever word that God gives me for my guest. That's the word that I choose. And then I give you the word, and then I give you the scripture where it comes from. So if I ever give a word, if for you first time viewers, that's how I come up with the word for my guest. And so this word for my guest tonight is faith. And it says, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. And that is Hebrews 11:1. And when we have faith, sometimes, and I always tell people, when God talks about faith and he talks about as a mustard seed, guys, you already know what a mustard seed looks like. And I'm just going to speak for me. Sometimes I really have to tap into that faith to know that, wow, if he say of a mustard seed, that is tiny, tiny, tiny. And so when we're thinking about faith, we have to tap into that no matter what the enemy throws at us, no matter what lesson God is trying to teach us, we must always say, Lord, give me the faith, give me the strength, give me the understanding of what you're trying to do in my life. And he will. But faith is what we truly, truly need. And I tell all of you, when I lost my late husband, faith is what kept me. I am just going to be honest, open, and transparent with you. Faith is what kept me. Because if I didn't have faith, I'm telling you, I probably would have thrown in the towel a long time ago and just did my own thing and be like, well, it is what it is. But because my level of faith, because of how much I trusted God to keep me, to keep my mind, to keep my sanity, even in times when I didn't even understand, one thing that I can tell you guys, I didn't lose faith. And I've lost a lot of things in the last 3 years. But one thing I did not lose was my faith. Even though I had to cry, even though I didn't understand, I still did not lose faith. And that's what I'm telling you tonight. Don't lose faith. Don't lose it. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my guest on. Let's see if he's ready to be on. Okay. I'm gonna get him on. Just hold on. Y'all know how I do, so just hold on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I gotta see if okay. So Patrick, if you're on, I need you to just pop on so I can see you, so I can add you. Hold on, let me see. So I'm trying to add him. So I'm gonna wait until I see when he comes on. Marcus, how have you been? It's been a long time. Kenny, how have you been? So I'm just waiting so I can see when my guests get ready to come on so we can get started. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. It's nice. The weather is getting nice. So I'm going to give him a couple more minutes. You guys talk to me. The ones that's on and the ones that don't want me to know you're on. So talk to me. Let me know how you're doing. Hold on. Hold on. Trying to get him. Okay, let me try to see if he's on. Okay. So, hold on. So, Patrick, if you're on, you would have to send me a friend request because it's not allowing me to add you. So I'm just going to give him a few more minutes. If I have to go out and come back on, then I will. So just hold on, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So we're ready to get started. You guys know how this internet technical difficulties. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Uh, how was your day?
Busy, always busy. I'm doing
All right. So, did you hear the word that I chose for you today?
okay. Faith.
Yes. So, how do you keep your faith?
I do. I what?
How do you keep your faith?
Oh man, I pray. I pray. That's the most important thing I do. I pray every morning, every night.
Right, right.
Pray. I pray and trust God. And
Absolutely.
sometimes we have to ask God to increase our faith.
Absolutely. And so, how do you ask God, or should I say, when do you ask Him to increase your faith? Is it daily or when you feel like you're overwhelmed with certain situations?
Daily, daily.
And so, when you get weak, how do you handle that when you feel like your faith is not
I
tapping?
mean, our faith gonna get tested. Whether
Absolutely.
to do through people,
Mm-hmm.
situations. Our faith
Mm-hmm.
get tested. It's all about how you can handle it. Me, I pray. I mean, there was a point in my life that it was hard to even pray. But my faith have increased. I just learned to pray and leave it in God's hands.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So, so tell people who you are and where you reside, and then we're just gonna just dive in. I got some questions for you, and we're just gonna dive in. Hey, Mikey, thank you for joining. Steve is on. He said, Patrick, my dude, proud of all of your accomplishments. Thank you for joining in, Steve. Thank you.
I appreciate that. That's mine. That's one. That's my bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I appreciate it.
So tell people your name, where you reside, and some of the things you do, and then we're just gonna dive in because I have questions for you. I have questions
Oh,
for you.
wow. Well, oh wow.
I have questions for you. Don't be scared. We got this. We got this.
Well, my name is Patrick Gloster. I'm the CEO, founder of the Art Report magazine based here in Georgia. I started doing the Art Report 2010, and I started off of someone else website. I was blogging for them. I started it, started getting a lot of traction, and from there, I just let it. I just went on ahead and started. I got my own blog. Then, I started doing more interviews. I did a lot of interviews with the guys from 106 in Park, Freestyle Friday Champions. I did plenty of those. And I got my own domain. Once I got my own domain, it was just us start doing interviews like Murphy Lee, Blood Raw, Bang on Smurf, DJ Kid Capri was at that time was my biggest interview. And once I did that interview, I seen my following increase on Twitter. So
Wow.
somebody had brought it to me like, man, you might need to start printing. So in 2014, I started printing. I printed locally for a few years, but
Mhm.
I was still doing, mainstream interviews like Schoolie, Cat One, Drummer Boy Fresh, Day Day, uh, Core Mega. In 2020, that's when somebody linked me to someone that can help me get on newsstands. But
Wow.
then COVID
That's awesome.
came, COVID came, and we didn't release nationwide to 2021, and it just been a blessing up from there.
So when you started the R Report magazine, and it's an online magazine, correct?
Well, the online content and physical content is different.
Okay.
Online content, I might upload something like entertainment news,
Mm-hmm.
might do a write up on the sports and high school athletes, and
Okay.
we might do, we do Miss Unique for the models,
Mm-hmm.
DJ of the month, producer of the month, feature artists, next to blow. We do all them on a monthly basis, but the content is different from the magazine to the website.
So you have two entities of the same magazine, if you will. So you have one online, and then you have one that people can physically like go purchase.
Well, the content is still the R report, but with the content online, I don't anything that's in the magazine you won't see online.
Okay,
I be
gotcha.
I be wanting people to buy them stories, like check it out. I might tease it online, but I
Mm-hmm.
want you to check it out. I want you to buy it. I want you to buy, buy the magazine.
Right, right, right. And so, what made you want to start a magazine?
Well, at the time I was managing, and it was several artists that had the city on lock.
Mhm.
And once, if you didn't have a relationship with one of them artists, you couldn't really do that because they had it on lock. And they used
Wow.
to hear artists complain, like, man, you can't never do this. This person got this area. This person got this
Right.
area. And I wanted to be that guy that like help. So I just was just brainstorming, and it just came to me. Do an online magazine and just help that talent in your area out. And
Hmm.
in the beginning, that's why I started it, to help the talent in my area. But I did not know that it was gonna get like it is now.
And so, once you started, did you know that it was going to grow? And like, how do you get your content? Like, how do you get your DJs, your models, or all your content that you put inside both entities? How do they submit these
Well, I
things?
mean, in the beginning, I would just it was just something to do to just help the artists in the area,
Hmm.
but it
Right.
grew. And once it started growing beyond Georgia, I started networking with other people in different states. 2013, I would say was my peak year. That's when it
Mm-hmm.
really started growing.
Hmm.
Different people, different DJs, and that's when I started bringing the DJ feature, the model feature, the producer feature on the website. Uh, Once again, the information on the website, I try to keep content on the website daily because
Hmm.
that's where your analytics come in at. My analytics don't grow. I remember I went from getting maybe 40, 50 views a week to getting 40, 50,000 views a month. So
Wow.
we put content on the website every day. And even with me starting a radio station a couple of years ago, we got a
Hmm.
radio station on the website. That helps. It's all about just putting the content out, putting content out that people want to see, putting
Right.
content out that people want to read. It goes back to the magazine. I don't have people for the last year to tell me, well, magazine, the print is dead. Print ain't dead. It really goes by the content that you have, what the reader
And
wants.
how do you choose your content? How do you like just pick
Well,
the
I
content?
well, what I do is, for instance, it could be a DJ that I'm hearing about. I reach out to him. Or it could be a DJ that I see grinding myself, and I'm like, man, this DJ, he or she might need, that little recognition because they put
Absolutely.
in work. So, well, that's where I come in at. And I feature them on the site the whole month. We promote it. And,
Mm,
I built relationship with DJs. I built a
absolutely.
lot of relationships with the DJs. That was the whole purpose of starting a DJ publication. I
Okay.
never want to overshadow everything with the R report. So I built a DJ publication. So when the new publication is coming out, you actually getting two publications in one. One side being the R report, one
Hmm.
side being in the mix.
And so, do you have a team?
Yeah, I do. I have a couple of people that help me out. I have
But when you
a couple of people. I have a couple of people that help me out. But
so when you first did you do it on your own
I
at
did it
first?
on my own for years. Like right now, I would say 70% of the work is me.
Wow.
I
But
mean,
how do you balance that?
it's like that right now because you got people, you run across people that will use you to get to the
Mhm.
next level.
Right,
I
right,
mean,
right.
I don't got burnt. Even
Mm,
this year,
mm,
I ain't gonna give too much on it, but
right,
even
right,
this year, I got burnt. I got burnt, and it hurt. But
right.
I gotta say, Serena, Dayari, Steve, TJ, I appreciate them.
Wow. And
Appreciate them
so
to the utmost.
when you get burned, Patrick, how do you, being the CEO and founder of all of these things, how do you bounce back without, because sometimes, we get burned, we get kind of like a salty taste in our mouth.
Well, I
If
mean,
you,
it goes back to the whole thing with faith. It gotta you gotta have strong faith. How I got burned by just learning what happened. The old me would have wanted to take it to a more aggressive side,
right,
but
right.
I thank God for change. I thank God for growth.
Absolutely.
I thank God for
Absolutely.
growth, and it did. It took me a few weeks to get my whole concept together. Once again,
Mm,
you know, Steve, TJ, Serena, Butter, they was the ones like, man, let's go ahead and get this thing together. They really pushed me to getting this new issue together. You know,
wow.
that's my team.
That's amazing. So what motivates you to succeed? What is your motivation to
My
succeed?
daughter,
Mm. And how old is she?
6.
And so when you look at her, you get inspired even the more, or
It
because
made me
you're
go harder.
truly you want to leave a legacy for her,
It made me go harder. You really do.
right? And so does she know kind of like what you do,
She
you know?
Yeah, she know daddy be working when she see me on my computer or in my office. She know daddy's working
Right. And so what is your ultimate career goal? Like, where do you want to see your brand go
to
to?
be bigger than the Source magazine.
Mm.
Cause I was a person that used to been go by the Source, and my reason for buying the Source was I want to always see the music review, and the Source was the Source publication was, I would say, the hip hop Bible, but I want to be bigger than the Source, but I don't just want to focus on hip hop. I want it to be a music publication. Music
Right.
publication. What is hip hop, R&B soul, EDM, rock, country, gospel.
So you want to do it all.
Yes.
And so what ways do you, or what tactics, if you will, or strategies do you do each day to improve your business to grow to even bigger heights?
I always look at everything I do from week to week. That's what I do. I look at everything I do from week to week.
Hmm.
Even when we getting ready to work on a new issue, I always want every issue to be bigger than the last issue and better than the last issue. I
Hmm.
always analyze what mistakes I made last issue
Hmm.
going into the next issue.
And so how do you handle when you make a mistake and you feel like you failed yourself, because this is your business, but how do you feel when you feel like you didn't do your best or you feel like you lacked?
Only thing I do is go back to the drawing board.
Right,
I
right.
go back to the drawing board and I just, okay, this the mistakes. I see the mistakes that was made last issue. I write them down,
Mm-hmm.
and how I'm gonna do better the next issue. What I did this time was I went back to the old Patrick, the Patrick that put a lot of footwork in
Right, right.
and oversee everything. I like when you see this issue, uh, it just I went back to the old grassroots of the R report that made the R report.
And so, how has being an entrepreneur like affected you, your life, with family? How has that affected you? Because of course, you spend a lot of time trying to make sure you're doing, what you need to do to build your business. But how has it affected, your life in aspect of trying to balance?
Well, the thing about it is you got to learn how to balance. There
Have
was
you always learned how to balance?
no, I haven't. I haven't because I will be in tune into what I'm doing. Like
Right,
I really be in tune to with what I'm doing, and I had to learn like you gotta have a time to cut off. It,
right. But how do you
so
do that? How do you do that? Because a lot of people, they don't know how to cut off, and
uh,
they don't have to
I
be.
mean, for me, it took me getting sick. It took me getting sick, and the
Wow,
doctor telling me some things like your body need to get more rest. That's what
right.
it was for me, cause I didn't know how to turn off. I
Mm,
was that guy that would be grinding late night and be back up early morning.
wow.
It was
And so
hard.
now, do you think you have a balance? Do you think
Yes.
you
I
much got
balance
balance
everything.
down to
Because I
better?
know I put myself on the schedule. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this done, and what I can't do today, I'm gonna do tomorrow, God's willing.
Right, right, absolutely. And so, what have you enjoyed most about being an entrepreneur, having your own company?
And it's just the growth, just seeing its growth. Like I think every person that got a magazine or every author that got a book, you always gonna want to see your title or whatever it may be on the newsstands, and just
Absolutely.
being able to see your book on the newsstands and people buying it and taking pictures and sending them to you, like it makes
Mm-hmm.
you feel good. Being able to talk to people that don't been in the music game, don't build careers off of it, like hearing their stories and
Right.
like that's motivation. Cause some
Wow.
of the people that I don't interview, I never thought in a million years that I would interview them.
And so, how do people like if they wanted to be in your, magazine, how do they send, the content to you? And then once they send it to you, how do you determine if they're going to be in this issue or maybe the next issue?
Well, what we do is, man, I got people like Smack. I forgot to mention Smack and Terrell because they've been a big help too. But we got Smack, Serena, Terrell. They can always reach out to them. But one thing about it is you got to have a budget because we're not that publication that we're on newsstands. That's the thing. We're on newsstands
Wow.
nationwide, nationwide.
Oh,
Like so, that's a major exposure.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Major exposure.
Wow. And so, considering the knowledge that you have now, how would you, if you had to do it over again, would you do it different or would you do it the same way?
Mm, I don't know. I probably do it the same way.
So have you had any challenges since you've been in this?
Of course, of course.
So can you tell us about some of them that you feel comfortable talking about?
People saying that you can't do it. They might don't tell me verbally, but I have heard like, man, ain't nobody from this city gonna put a magazine out. I have had people say, well, I give it a year, I give it 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I have people try to sabotage my business. You
Wow.
you have to deal with the naysayers.
Absolutely.
You have to deal
Absolutely.
with ignorant artists. I mean, you have to deal with it. You deal
And so,
do
and
it.
do you have to tap into your faith when you have to come across that type of thing?
Well, now, like once again, it's all about growth. Like I
Hmm.
don't entertain. I don't entertain. I just
Absolutely.
don't. Yeah, I don't either. You know, we tell them what the price is. If you can get on Instagram or Facebook and flash your money, then you can have a budget. Either get a page or whatever the case may be. But me,
Absolutely.
I choose not entertaining. It's on entertain talk.
Absolutely. And so you have, so what is the In the Mix magazine? Is that totally
Yeah,
different from the R
the
Report
in
magazine?
the mix is different. In the mix is what I started for the DJs.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was like I did a DJ issue back in 2017. I had nothing but DJs in it, and it
Mm-hmm.
sold like it really sold.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have people be hitting me up like, "When you gonna do another DJs?" But I also understand you don't never want to oversaturate your
Absolutely.
book. Like you never want to oversaturate it. So I'm like, okay, instead of putting one or two, 3 page DJs, I just want to do something for the DJs. So what I
Right.
did
Right.
was I researched. Ain't no DJ publication out there. Okay, so
Mhm.
boom, that's when In the Mix magazine was born.
Right. And so is this online as well,
Uh,
or is this on
It's
the
print.
internet?
It's print.
It's
It's
print?
print. Yeah, it's print. And where
Wow.
how I'm introducing it is just we doing the double issue, half the R report, half In the Mix. I even had some of the magazine specialists at like Books a Million to tell me we can't recall a hip hop publication having a double cover.
Wow. So you have your magazines, your print covers in Books a Million as well.
Yes.
Wow. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. And so let me ask you this. Who has been your biggest supporter? Has it been family or has it been people that you don't know? Because you know for yourself, when you start doing stuff and trying to change the world and empower people or to expose people, if you will, a lot of people are going to say, nope, you can't, or like you said before, like, nah. So who has been your biggest supporters since you've been on this journey?
Well, I'm always say first and foremost, my parents. You know, they
Right,
always from jump
right.
until now. You know, but it's family. I got family that support me.
And so, have you ever, do any of your family members, are there in the like entertainment business that you have featured them in your magazine as well?
Like more so, I got one or two cousins that I know that's doing music, and then I got one or two. I got a few cousins that I recently learned do music,
Wow.
but at the end of the day, I have to still treat it like a business.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I saw too, like you do fashion, along with the music. Do you intertwine like models, and stuff like
We do models in the magazine and models online. Like Miss Unique, we started Miss Unique in 2012, and every month we pick somebody.
that?
But
Oh, okay.
as more as I got older and mature now, it's to me fashion and beauty don't have to be showing you know
Absolutely.
it don't have to be showing you almost your body. It don't.
Just say
It don't.
what it is. It's being naked.
Yeah, it don't.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I try not to just stick on that no more. I just go by the person's style, style, and they grind.
So let me ask you this in all fairness. So do you have a level of standard? So say, for instance, if myself and another model would submit if you will, their photos, their portfolios, and say if the other model was more tasteful, if you will, than myself, would you go, do you go for the most tasteful because you want to continue to build your brand, or
I don't. I don't. If you would have asked me that maybe 5 years ago, I would have told gave you an honest answer. But once again, you grow. It's
right,
all about that. Like I don't have some models to get mad at me because I told them they're not models. Just because you get on Instagram and you put a pair of thumbs or whatever the case may be on, that
right,
don't make you a model. I can tell a
absolutely,
professional model from a social media model.
right, right, right. And so, can you describe some essential like tips um, for just being an entrepreneur and how the quality? Because everybody want to be an entrepreneur nowadays, but what can you say? Would you say that the best qualities in order to be, in your own opinion, like a successful entrepreneur?
Pray first and foremost, trust God. Uh, it's whatever you like to do. You
Hmm.
know, make your dreams come true. Bring it into
Right, but what if people
fruition.
don't
Like
have that? What if people don't have that though?
you,
Then what?
they gotta have. They gotta still go back to something that they like, something
Right,
positive
right,
they like. Ain't cause I ain't gonna get no negative. Advice, something positive. Like
right.
if you wanna make shirts, design shirts. I mean, just come up with a name for it. Come up with some crazy designs, cause
Right, right.
people throwing anything on the shirts, and some of it look good. Like it
Yeah,
really do.
yeah, absolutely.
Anything that you want to do. Like I was told when I said I want to do a magazine, I was told, "Oh man, I don't know, Pat. I don't think you might need to do that." I was
Right.
told that even in the early stages, they was telling me, "I don't know, man. You might want to switch up. You might want to do videos. You might want to do this." Even
Hmm.
now, I have people telling me to do podcasts. Why would I want to do a podcast when you got a million people doing them?
You better say it.
You want to
Yeah,
stay in a lane. I created a lane for myself, a
absolutely, absolutely.
lane for myself, and I'm proud of it because nobody from my city can say
Mhm.
that they got a magazine, can say that they don't interview a lot of artists that we came up or just don't seen on BET, on TV.
Right, right,
They
right.
can't say that, but most importantly, nobody from my city can say that they got a publication on newsstands nationwide. Nobody
Yes,
can say
and
that.
and book a million at that.
Nobody can say that.
And, and
Nobody.
and that's what I do. I stay in my lane too, Patrick, because like you said, everybody is popping up with podcasts, and and I'm thankful that I always get feedback about, like, I love what you're doing. You know how I do my interviews, because
Right.
for me, I stay in my own lane. I don't even worry about what other people are doing,
Me
because like
either.
you
Me
said,
either.
when you tap into your faith, when you're trusting God, you're going to stay in your own lane, because I don't get sidetracked, because a lot of things come to sidetrack us. But when you get sidetracked, how do you say, nope, I see it coming, and you have to say, nope,
Well,
mm-mm.
I don't have situations to sidetrack me. I learn what I don't learn is when that's a distraction first and
Absolutely.
foremost, and that when a lot of times when distractions come, it comes to throw you off of what you got going on. So
Right, right.
when you recognize what it is,
Hmm.
it's your choice. Either I'm gonna entertain it or not. I don't. I have people that say little things about me. I don't. It don't even bother me. It used to. It don't
Right,
bother me no more because I look at one thing. You got to look at. You got to look at what you're doing and look at what they're doing.
right, right.
I look at that. I weigh it. Like, why I'm gonna go say something about this, reply back to this person when this person ain't really doing that. They just trying to, or sometimes people try to come at you to, once again, distract you, get you on their level. It took
Absolutely.
growth. It took growing a grown man mindset, like growth. So
That's
I just pray about it. I pray for them, and I keep it moving.
absolutely. And so, how do you define your success right now?
I- I'm still, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I
Mhm.
was.
Right, right,
So,
right.
once
And so,
again, I just want you to, my ultimate goal is to be a powerhouse media company. That's my
right,
ultimate
right, and
goal, and that's what we're working towards. I was blessed to do the magazine, blessed to
mhm,
be in the position
mhm,
that it's in now. And even with the radio station, I had people telling me, "Man, start one, start one." I'm like, man, it's too much work. But I
right.
worked at a FM station for 3 years. I know how
Mhm.
radio sound. I didn't want my station sounding like
You
the
want
average
unique,
online station.
right,
I
right.
didn't. I
Wow,
know how that sound. So everybody that listened to in the mixed radio, I have got nothing but positive feedback, even from
that's
people
awesome.
that work at radio stations.
Wow.
Man, they say you got that thing sounding good. That make me feel good.
Yes,
Cause I put a
absolutely.
lot of time into building the station up, just like I put a lot of time into the R report. I put a lot of time. So I take
And so,
it serious. I take this seriously.
right. And so, in the next 5 years, what do you see yourself?
Next 5 years, I see everything being, like I said, that powerhouse media company.
Right, right. And so, do you take submissions from just Georgia, or is it open
It's
worldwide?
everywhere, everywhere. We don't do just Georgia. Like it started off doing just my city. It went from my city to South Georgia. It went from South Georgia to Georgia. Now it's everywhere, everywhere. New York, New Jersey, Philly,
Wow.
Texas, San Diego, St. Louis. Like it's everywhere.
Well, why you ain't in North Carolina then?
We is in North Carolina.
Where you at?
We is in North Carolina. We got a
Well,
matter of fact, we got a few stores in Carolina. It's a
well,
few stores we're gonna
okay.
hit. We
So
even
tell
when we
people
when
where
we
you at so
when,
they can support.
when we drop, well, I know once the final everything go through next week. But when we dropped in 2021 nationwide, we was more in the Carolinas than we was in Georgia. Like
Wow.
all over North and South Carolina. And the sad thing about it was kind of like baffled because I think they purposely sabotaged me because I wanted it in more Georgia and Florida. Georgia is my market,
Right,
and it wasn't
right,
in a Georgia store. And the only Georgia
right.
store it was in, you had one person went and brought all the magazines off the shelves.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I think that was just a test to see. Okay, I feel like you're able to set me up to fail.
Right,
That's how I honestly felt at that time. But it was
right.
a blessing in disguise to know that you got your book from here to Maine.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Mr. Anthony. Hey, Crystal. So before we end, give us some advice for people that just want to start off being an entrepreneur, because I found out a lot of people, you know, just want to jump on the bandwagon. Like, well, hey, I can do this. I'm just going to do this. But how, give them some concrete advice before they just jump into the fire, if you will, with no plan, no purpose, no nothing, just want to do it.
My my ultimate advice would be to find something that you want to do, research it, find out the logistics of everything, and start it.
Mhm.
And you can't go from A to Z. Ain't no
Absolutely.
way you're gonna go from A to Z. You got to put the
Mhm.
groundwork in
You
to
gotta
see a
do that.
success. It's just like planting a seed, whether it's a
Yeah.
garden or a flower or a tree.
Yeah.
You got to continue to water that thing, fertilize that
Mhm.
thing for it to grow. You got to do your business the same way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that takes time, because that's what I'm doing. I mean, I've been doing this 2 years, and
I've
I'm
been
still
doing it.
watering, but it's still
I've
growing.
been
It's
doing this
still growing.
12 years.
Yeah.
March made 12 years that I've been doing the art report. Once
Right.
again, I started off somebody else
Right.
website blogging.
Right.
I started off
Right.
as a blogger, and I turned it into
Right.
what it is now.
Oh, Crystal said the waiting is hard. It is, but it's worth it because, like I said, I've been doing this 2 years, and like I started this from ground zero to just build and build and build it. And I thank God that people are loving what I'm doing. When you get those, like you said, when you get those positive feedbacks, then you know you are exactly where you need to be. You're in your lane. You're not worrying about anybody else,
The
and you're
wait, the
just doing it.
the waiting is hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be the first to tell. I'll be the first to tell her. Yes, it is
yeah.
hard, but you got to stay consistent.
You got
I
to stay
promise you
consistent.
can't. You can't let up. And I haven't. I haven't.
Right,
From 2010 to now, I haven't.
right, right. Well, I would like I said, it's good to know that we still have good people that's, I mean, because music is gonna always be here with us,
Yeah, music,
you know? But
music. But one thing about it is, with us, the content can be music. We do music, entertainment, fashion, and sports.
well, you have to make sure you put in the link like where people can submit, because I've worked with some great artists here and in Virginia that they are doing amazing stuff. I'm going to have them back on. They just released another song, so that'll be a great way that maybe they can be a part of your publication. So just make sure you put your information, how people can contact you, your magazine, and so you can continue to grow. But I really thank you for taking the time out to hang out with me today. So I told them I might give away a book. Do you want us to give away a book tonight?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you give the question, and then we'll see who's going to win the book. So Patrick is going to pick the person to get this book. I will autograph it to you. We will send it to you free of charge. An Imperfect Marriage Saved by Grace. This is me. This is all me. So Patrick, what is it
What
going to be?
question? What
You,
question you want me to give?
I don't know. You pick the question. I don't know.
I was finna say something, but I don't know. I was gonna, I was gonna do a biblical question, but
I mean, do it. They got time to look it up. This is the book. This is the book that you're gonna get. This is the book. An Imperfect Marriage Saved by Grace. Go ahead, Patrick. Give your question.
why did Jesus weep?
So the question was, why did Jesus weep? So while him and I are gonna keep talking, I'm good. How many minutes we gonna give them?
Give them what? What, 5?
It's up to you.
Somehow you have to look it up. We'll give them 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes. The question was, why did Jesus weep? How long do you think it's gonna take them to look it up?
I mean, with technology now, they don't have to grab a Bible. They can type that in. It pop on up.
Right. Yep. So we're giving you time to figure that out. Mm. What did Crystal say? Crystal, come on, boo. If you guys are on there, the question was, why did Jesus weep? How long are we gonna give them?
I give them 5. I give them 2 more minutes.
You have 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. The question is, why did Jesus weep? It is so good to interview you because you won a book the last time you came on my live as a viewer.
Yeah, I did.
Have you read it yet?
No, I haven't. I gotta sit down. I just be too busy.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you a whole month. I'm gonna give you a whole month to read it.
Uh, I
So,
be on. I be on read a chapter or two by then.
okay. Okay, he's putting this information in there. So you guys have 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Yeah. So we're still in April. So by May, you should have completed the book.
By next month, it will be on newsstands.
Crystal, just hey, if you Google it, you can get it for free. Crystal, why did Jesus wept? Why? Crystal.
I said that was gonna be a tough one.
Well, like you said, she's like, I'll let someone else. Okay, okay, boo boo. I still got your copy. I'm gonna sign. That's my girlfriend. We cheer coaches together. She's the head coach. That's my boo. So good. She gonna still get her book. Well, uh, nobody else. So
Okay. I'll do another question then.
I,
I keep it to pertaining to what I do.
no, you don't have to.
No, I will.
Okay.
I throw that out there. That may want to make people think, like, oh, that was a curve.
No, no, it's giving them knowledge. So no, you're not going to change your question. No, you can. I asked you to give the question. You can get a question. So like you
Okay.
said, they can Google it.
Why did Jesus wept?
Krista said he wept for Lazarus.
I think that's. I think, I think that might
Yep,
be somewhat right.
it is.
Mhm.
It is. Yep,
Yep. See, all
yep,
she had to do was look it up.
yep. That's it. Crystal, boo boo. I will autograph your book and I will get it to you. Yep. Yay. So, Patrick, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for always coming on my live, supporting me, just popping in and popping out. Truly, truly thankful when you can build connection with people that's doing amazing
Absolutely.
things.
Absolutely.
So, but we would chit chat. Thank you, thank you. Crystal was the winner of the book. I will autograph it for her. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And
No,
just
thank you for having me.
you're welcome. So I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll chit chat later.
All right. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Let's see. Uh, nice to meet you, Patrick, she said. Okay, I'm trying to get off. Okay, so I'm trying to wait to see if you're going to get off, but if not. But guys, thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning into another episode of Hot Topics with Donna, where I am your host. And Crystal was the winner of this book, and I will get it to her. I will see you all maybe later on this week, but until then, I love you, I love you, love you. Have an amazing day. Bye.